Okay, we're going to talk about the Welcome Visitors page in Federated Wiki. First, let's start by creating a site. The way we're going to create a site is if we look at this part of the URL that I'm typing in, right? Here, we'll remove this piece here. If we look at this part of the URL I'm typing in, that's a farm. And what the farm does is it listens for new connections at that URL. And if it doesn't find a site with this prefix, or actually with this whole URL here, it goes and it creates one of those for us. So by going to this site that doesn't exist yet, we're going to create a site. When sites are created, they're created with only a couple pages built in. There's How to Wiki, there's recent changes, and there's this Welcome Visitors page. And to understand what the Welcome Visitors page is, you kind of have to see how it functions for other people. So I'm going to show you what Federated Wiki might look like to someone using it. So for example, I come to this Federated Wiki page, and this is something written about pedestrian crossings. But I might actually want to know what site this comes from, right? And in Federated Wiki, the way we do that is we click on that little square, and it brings us to this Welcome Visitors page. And that gives us information about the site. So we want the Welcome Visitors page to help contextualize the things that are on our site. And the way we do that on the Welcome Visitors page is we add a couple things. The first thing we do is we add a profile page that just uses our name. And we add something relevant to the function or topic of the site. So for instance, if we're in the teaching machine things, we may want to say, I have over 10 years ed tech experience in higher ed. I worked on the Plato system as a kid. All right. It doesn't actually match up, 10 years experience in the Plato system, but there you go. I didn't say Jane Doe was going to be honest. So that's the first thing. And don't get fancy with this title, because you'll actually be using this sort of link elsewhere in the site as a signature. So make sure it just represents your name. Don't say Jane Doe's awesome site or incredible bio page or even Jane Doe bio page. Who we are is important. The other thing is, what is this site about? So give some entry points into the stuff that's hosted on the site. So we might make a teaching machines page here. And this might be an index to our articles, right? So as we add stuff here, we speak and spell, right? That might be a page that we have. And this doesn't have to be an exhaustive list of your things, but it's just to give a sense of what's on the site. Here we collect some links to material written for the teaching machines event of March 2015, right? So this gives a little context to what the stuff on the site is. You could add a couple others here if you host a number of things on the site. And then the final thing, there's not really a section here for it, but what I found useful is this idea of related sites. And we'll come back to this. This is not necessarily something you want to add right now. But notice how I'm dragging this up, right? All this stuff is draggable, so you can drag things up and down. So this related sites is going to have links to our community.